Hey, my name is Brent.
And I'm Nicole.
Welcome to Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples, and welcome to our top 5 favorite games. This list is going to be straight up splendiferous. Splendiferous. If you're wondering why is Brent pulling adjectives out of a bag, well, that's because sometimes I repeat myself, and sometimes those in the board gaming hobby or those in media tend to repeat themselves, and they say the same adjectives. So Nicole made me this nice bag. Well, she didn't make this bag. She filled this bag up with a whole bunch of random adjectives that I don't know. And so...
You're welcome.
Thank you for opening up my lexicon. That's not even right. Did I use that word right?
Sure.
Anyways, I'm going to pull out an adjective from this bag and use it in my explanation as to why I love these top 5 games, much like I did in 10 through 6. If you want to see us laugh at me trying to come up with definitions and explanations on the spot, then I highly suggest do that. So we're going to do our top 5. Of course, we all know what our number 1 game is. If you don't, you'll find out soon enough. But what is 2 to 4 or 2 to 5? For you, I flipped your paper over. I almost looked. But
Don't
I didn't.
look.
I didn't look.
Okay.
So let's just go at it. Ready?
Yep.
Cue thunder.
All right, my number 5
Getting ready.
is... Yeah, you get ready.
I'm getting ready. I'm not looking at it. I got it though.
My number 5 brings me back
Okay.
to
Monopoly.
years and years ago
Pictionary.
when... Nope. That's coming up, though. I'm just kidding. When we first got into this hobby.
Okay.
I don't even remember the origin of how we got this game or why.
Okay.
You probably do. I do
I'm
not.
sure I do.
But we have had so many laughs and good times with this game.
Okay.
I love this game. It is a drafting game.
Drafting game. Not what I thought you were going. Anyways, keep going.
That has a kind of interesting and funny theme, and that is Treasure Hunter.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. I love Treasure Hunter. I will never...
It was on my list, too.
Not love... Oh, yeah, it was. It
Yeah.
was. I will never not love this game. This is so much fun every time.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out which cards you're going to keep and which cards you're going to pass along to your neighbor. Trying to figure out, I love the mechanic of like the most of something doesn't always mean the best. I don't know how to say that, but doesn't always mean the best outcome.
Yes.
So like you might want no reds.
Or the lowest amount of reds. Like
Or
one.
you might want, like it totally depends on how the board is set up with the tiles. So that's just so fun. And yeah, we've had so many plays of this with so many different people.
Yeah.
It's always, always, always so fun.
And we have all the content. We have that, like, the stump treasure minus 10.
And like those extra dogs, those extra mean dogs or whatever.
No, well, there are 3, but
or
no,
the goblins.
The goblin, that brute goblin,
That's what I mean.
It takes 5 dogs.
Yeah.
And, like, you just can't afford, especially in a 6-player game, you can't afford when that happens to, like, you have to win. Like, you have to have the most dogs.
You have to collect dogs. Yeah.
Because if other people aren't, and everybody's got to put $3-4 in, and you're taking everything, you're getting $20. Everybody's minus 3.
I know. I'm aware of people hating this game.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. I don't understand.
It's awesome.
I love it. So highly recommend. Say whatever to the ratings because it's so good.
It might be out of print. I don't
Oh,
know
it's probably out of
It's probably
print.
out of print.
But you know what?
If you can track it down, do
Track
it.
it down.
Hunt it down.
You're not getting my copy because I'm keeping it forever. So that's my number 5, Treasure Hunter.
Good pick. My number 5 is all about treasures as well.
Who knew?
Yeah. This is actually about artifacts.
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah.
This high up.
I know, right?
Whoa.
And
Cult of the New. Cult of the New
no,
for you. It's
no,
a new for you.
No.
Are we thinking of the same game?
I think so.
Okay.
This
That's
game,
crazy.
I know it, and it is crazy, and maybe because I played it more quite recently.
Yep.
Like a few times, like
Sure.
one night played it 2 games back to back, and this is a game. It's a dungeon crawl, which I hate that theme. I shouldn't say hate. That's like not the theme that I'm gonna go for. But this is a deck building dungeon crawl game. And it is Clank
This
Catacombs.
is not what I thought you were going to say, so that's good.
What do you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say Lost Ruins of Arnak. Have you already said that?
No, it's...
Oh.
No.
It's coming up, though?
I cannot say anything.
Whoa. Okay.
Clank.
Okay, cool, yeah.
It was on your list.
Yeah.
Catacombs. I enjoyed the original.
Yeah.
But there's something about diving in this dungeon and with those tiles
And not knowing.
and not knowing and oh my, I've gotten to situations where I'm like, I need an artifact so bad, and I'm just gonna keep going down, and then all of a sudden you get into a loop.
Oh man.
And that loop is absolutely sublime. Like gee, that I can't use that. Sublime, no.
Pick another
like,
one.
No, that's great. Sublime. Like you get into a loop. And you're like, oh man, I have to take another turn to go into another tile, and I'm running out. And
Yes.
players around the table are quickly racing to get out to get
so
that mastery token.
Terrifying.
And just the most recent game I played, two of us had artifacts. We're heading out, and then 2 other players didn't have any. They didn't have any artifacts, so they have no chance of winning at that point. And we're racing back, and it's just absolutely tense.
Yeah.
Because they are like, both players like, I need to keep exploring because I need to get an artifact, and it's just like
But it's
that.
like, I don't have time.
Yeah, you don't have time, and you're just trying to race out. And again, Clank can be polarizing if you're playing with people who go in, get the cheapest thing, and run out. Like,
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that could be like just a smash and grab and run, which is funny because that's one of the cards. But like you could have that, but oh man, just the excitement of what's next, like the thematic aspect of this. And I believe, actually, I don't know exactly what it's called, but I think don't quote me on this, that there's an expansion coming out later this year, or being announced later this year, something. But more Clank Catacombs. Absolutely love that game.
Good choice.
Absolutely sublime. I will say though, on a negative aspect, the card quality for a deck building game should be higher.
Actually.
And that's like in all the Clank, the card quality is like pretty like subpar at
It's
best.
surprising,
Mediocre
but-
at best. Our cards are all sleeved, and they sell like Clank sleeves and stuff like that. So I highly recommend sleeving your cards because you're going to shuffle them so much.
Even the catacombs, even the tiles are
so
thin.
Yeah, the tiles are thin.
But
we upgraded because we got 3D printed tile inserts. So they're giant Carcassonne
super helpful.
holder tiles. So the dungeon doesn't get moved around. It's really nice that way. So I love it. My number 5 is Clank Catacombs.
All right, so we are at number 4.
Number 4, getting my adjective out.
And my number 4 is a game that we've also had, like we've had it for many years. You have a little board in the center, and then you've each got cards, and you're laying down your cards in numerical order, in separate colors. And it's a 2-player only game, and it's
yes,
Lost Cities.
Lost Cities. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good old Reiner.
Good old Reiner.
Reiner
So
Knizia.
brilliant. So simple and yet so
Tense.
complicated. Like, I can sit there forever and think about what do I do? Mostly because I hate giving Brent or whoever my opponent is cards that are going to help them. And it seems, it doesn't matter what I put down, Brent is picking it up.
That's because I actually tell her every game.
Which is really
I take a number and I say,
frustrating.
I'm going to take the first 4 cards you lay down. It doesn't matter if I need them. I'm
Drives
taking every
me
single card.
insane.
taking the first two, and I do, and it just drives her nuts.
But this is fun. It's a fun game, and my only kind of complaint about it is the scoring at the end is just a nightmare. But
well, it's not a nightmare.
You
but
need like they need to come out with like a scoring pad that you can.
I'm sure someone's made a digital one.
Surely they have.
But yes, yeah, a scoring.
We should
thing.
just do that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
there's a lot of homework when it comes to the scoring.
So much homework. It feels like we're back in math.
Yes.
In like grade 6 math all over again. But yeah, Lost City's so good. Like, and classic too, right? Because this is like a 20-year-old game now.
Might be
I think.
More. Might be. Yeah.
But it doesn't get old. I will play this every day.
And
like,
now you talk about it, it's like, oh man, yeah.
Yeah, you wish you put it on your list, don't you?
No, and I don't know. It's kind of one of those games where, you know what, you don't take it out for a while. When you take it out, you just remember how much you love that game or how good that game is, right? Yeah. And yeah. And for so long, I wanted that the expansion with the 6th expedition, and I know the new printing has it. And I'm glad now that we've played Lost Cities as much as we have that we don't have that. Yeah. Because when you have 6, then it's like, oh, this player gets 3, this player gets 3.
Yeah, like, there's not that fight as
There's
much,
not that
right?
fight, and sometimes there's not that fight in general because
sometimes there is though. There always is.
Yeah,
there often is. I should say.
Yes, there's that fight between them. But it's not equal. Like, there's not an opportunity for it to be equal.
No.
And it is really tense where you all of a sudden pick up a few cards and you're like, oh, man.
And then you just end up...
Do I start discarding garbage cards so I can pick up all the ones that no
you're
one
looking at the deck and you're like, how many cards are left here?
How many turns am I getting? Yeah, there's... Lost Cities is
good.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, that's my number 4, Lost Cities.
Good pick, yes. Mm-hmm. My number 4 is a game. It's worker placement. Worker placement's my favorite game mechanic, which kind of makes sense because I already had Honey Buzz on my list, and I've already had...
what could be your number 4?
Flamecraft was on my list. That's only 2. But anyways, wow. I love worker placement. But this game... is a little bit longer, and typically I'm at the 30 to 60 minute mark, but this game has just turns that feel ridiculously broken and combos that feel super, super overpowered, and every game I feel I play something and someone's like, that's got to be overpowered, and then the next turn someone else plays something and I'm like, that's got to be overpowered, and it's just like that all the time. And this game is all about building scaffolding.
I figured.
Building machines, sending your blimp, hot air balloon, or your hot air balloon, your dreadnought, your blimp, out to gain resources. This is Whistle Mountain.
Wow. Yep.
I love Whistle Mountain. Like I said, there's so many combos that can happen. It's worker placement that has like the most ridiculous amount of spots because every game is going to be different because depending on how you build that scaffolding and then whatever powers you have will reflect that. This game is about amazing combos that are seriously superb. Superb combos in this game. Tight worker placement. You don't want your guys to fall into the whirlpool at the end because it's -5 for every guy. So you're wanting to build some scaffolding, send them across, promote them so that they're safe on the other side onto the tower. And this can be actually a super mean.
Yep.
Where people are moving their guys onto the scaffolding. You're building, right around there. You're building in a way so they physically cannot promote them without having to spend that extra gold to move them so that it's actually beneficial for them. It's got this cool, like the mechanic is, too much machinery, melting the snow, flooding the valley type thing.
Theme-wise.
But the theme is pretty cool. But it's got the little waters rise tokens that move up and so it starts flooding these machines and stuff. Absolutely amazing. I love this game.
It
and
is
honestly,
so very crunchy.
it is.
Oh,
it's
my
it's by
word.
far the heaviest game on my list. It's probably, and you're probably watching like, this guy doesn't play heavy games. You're right. I typically don't, but I
True.
think if you look on the BGG stats, this is probably the heaviest game we own.
Probably. It's like,
And
it's
still
insane.
And it's still not super heavy, but there's so much going on.
So
What you have to
much to
think.
think about.
Are you going to upgrade your, your
Oh,
player board
my.
to gain you all these benefits, or get some cards? Obviously, like getting cards is good, but like when do you do all these things? And
Yeah.
when, kind of like Honey Bus, when do you pull back? When do you forage? And so that you can do these big turns and use this award to do extra building and use this card to buy this machine that you would have had to send
Yeah.
a worker out that you don't have to now, and just absolutely amazing.
This game is too heavy for me. I mean, I've played it obviously with you
A few
a
times.
few times.
Yeah.
But
Not your cup of
man,
tea.
like not for me.
It truly
It's
is
so
superb.
tough.
And you know what? It came out a number of years ago, and like nobody's talking about it.
It's weird. Because it is a really good game.
It is a fantastic game, and
There's-
and the amount of content in the box as is, because I think there's like 18 starting abilities to boot, or
And you
20
know what?
or
Maybe
something.
it just falls right in that category where it's a little too heavy for some people, but not heavy enough for others.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could.
Or maybe it just fell under the
Flew under the radar. Yeah,
a bit.
I don't know.
how, but
But didn't fly under
yeah.
my radar. It is my number 4. It is amazing. It is superb. It is Whistle Mountain.
all right. My
Number
number
three.
3, I think is going to surprise you. I think you don't know this one,
If it's Everdell, I'm shocked.
which is weird.
Okay, go ahead.
This is a game that we picked up randomly.
Okay.
We were at the one of our favorite game shops,
Mm-hmm.
and we saw this on I think it was on sale, even shelf, and we were like, this looks kind of not that great. And we picked it up anyway because I think it was a really good price, and we were like, well, we'll just try it.
I know. Okay. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying, right?
yeah.
And I was like, this looks horrible. Like, the artwork is not that great, in my opinion.
Don't mock Chris Williams and his artwork.
You know what?
I'm sure.
Not my thing.
If I know which game it is, go ahead.
Yep, you're right. And it's not my thing. But we played this, and it was my thing.
Yeah.
And that's Era.
All right. It's Jim Dandy.
It's Jim Dandy.
Jim
It's
Dandy.
superb. It's sublime. It's what are the other ones? I don't know.
What Splendiferous.
That sounds like a Tigger word. Doesn't he say that?
Maybe.
Someone let me know.
Ace.
Ace.
Era's good.
Era is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get over it. It's like it looks boring. And I don't love the choices of colors and stuff for all the different buildings
base.
and all that, and the base. Like, it's just...
No,
ugh.
the buildings look alright.
Buildings are
The
fine, but like,
base,
why is the base
like-
pale yellow?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whoever's choice that was.
That was a misstep, but
I don't know. But doesn't matter because the game is amazing. The artwork doesn't even faze me because it's so good. I love rolling those dice, figuring out what I'm going to do, what I'm going to keep, what I'm not, kind of that Yahtzee style, right? And then, like, it's just so satisfying. You get to physically place these buildings in your little
pegboard.
board, and and it can be punishing at times, but
Don't roll those
You know?
skulls.
but it's also like, and there's some player interaction, right? Because you can
Yeah, you attack whoever has the least amount of. or
it's
whoever
just
has
so
less shields than
good.
you do.
I
Yeah.
love it. So, and I'm surprised, but it falls so high on my list because I just like, when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I would play that anytime.
Yeah.
Like, I love Era, and we got some expansions and stuff for it.
River and Road, we have that, and we have 2 out of the 5 collectors.
So it's almost like we have so many different options to play. Like, it feels like every time we play it, it's totally different,
Yeah.
which is wonderful. So it doesn't get old. Yeah, so it's my number 3, Era.
Yeah. No, this was touted as like the first roll and build, right? Because the original, I believe, roll through, I don't know, through the ages, I think, or I don't know what.
Yeah.
It's a whatever. That one was just a roll and write, I think, but then they did the roll and build, and
So cool.
yeah, Era's,
And it's not gimmicky. Like,
No.
it's not like that.
it's functional. It's awesome.
It's great.
It is a good game. So, good pick. My number 3. This has already been on your list.
Okay. I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This game has brought tons of people into the hobby.
Yep.
This game has a lot of chaos. This game has a lot of hilarity, a lot of luck at times, but ways to, in a sense, mitigate it. This is King of Tokyo. This is a game that kind of got me and you back into the hobby.
Yeah.
And there's just something that's so simple. You're giant monsters. You're rolling these chunky dice. You're collecting, energy to buy special power-ups for your characters, or you're rolling like sets of the same number to get that many stars. You can win by stars. You can win by the last monster alive.
Killing everyone else.
Killing everyone off,
Yeah.
which is legitimately the most resplendent way to play the game.
Oh, man. It's so good.
Resplendent. I don't even know. I've never even heard of that word in my life. But that's how it's the most resplendent way to play the game. You just destroy everybody. Don't go for the stars. That is like the wimpy way to win. Although I think
That's how I always win.
I think that's the way I just won. But there's just something
Come on.
about, this is like a game of like, I love, like, this is like peer pressure. Be like, just telling other people to push their luck further, to do another reroll so that they get hooped. And it's just so much fun watching them.
Stay in Tokyo.
Yeah,
You're
stay in
fine.
Tokyo.
You have
Come
one
on.
heart. You're
No.
good. You're good.
No, but even like you got 5 hearts, stay in Tokyo, and then they do it, and then they get destroyed, and you
That's
just
so
laugh
mean.
at them.
That's mean. But yeah,
But
I mean, I said it before. I'll say it again. Kill.
yeah,
Kill.
that's what my game group does.
That's what you shout
And we
when
just
you play that.
destroy each other, and it's just absolutely amazing. Gets so many people in the hobby, and we just recently got King of Tokyo Origins, which I know why it exists, but it's kind of weird that it exists.
Yeah.
Because King of Tokyo is so simple to get in, and a smaller version of it. It's a little bit weird, but we got like, I think we have like almost 15 monsters, and I've had so much fun. So many highs, so many lows. I've done like
sometimes you roll 6 claws, like it's amazing.
Yes, those times is insane. Rolling, 4 or 5 claws, and then having, spike tail that adds another claw or another attack, and like just fantastic. King of Tokyo. If you haven't played it, I highly suggest checking it out. It's that good. It's my number 3.
All right, so we're number 2.
Number 2.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
So my number 2 will be no surprise to anybody.
I honestly have no idea.
What?
It's going to be a surprise to me.
It's just because you think I've probably already said it, but I haven't.
What?
So
What's
let's
your number 2?
talk about this now. This is a little dice drafting game where you're filling in your stained glass window.
Yeah. I thought you did say it.
Sagrada. I love this game so much that it's my number 2. I don't even know what to say about it. You've already talked about it because it was on your list too. Yeah, I would play this with anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun. It's so puzzly, but you can kind of decide how, difficult or easy you want it to be by when you pick your window.
How many favor tokens you get?
Your
pattern.
Pattern. That's the word.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can kind of, like Brent said before, you can kind of manipulate what you're doing with those tools. And And yeah, and just rolling those. I mean, first of all, it's beautiful, the game, right? Rolling those dice and just kind of looking at your window and deciding, okay, what am I going to do next? It's kind of that step by step. Like, I don't have to think really too far ahead. Depending, I mean, when you play with expansions, it gets a little bit more.
Those striped dice are terrible.
Whatever. But
they drive me nuts. They're striped. They bring strife. Anyways, go ahead.
yeah. But it's just so fun and so satisfying when you get to finish your window and it's all done and you got everything in the right place and it's just like, it's just so good. And it doesn't take that long to play. Like, we can play 2 games in an hour. It's just so brilliant.
And
good job, Adrian.
And Daryl.
And Daryl.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes, and Daryl.
Yes. And you know what the crazy thing is? Now, like you talked about it, I talked about it earlier, and I'm looking at the box, and it's just crazy. It's like you're putting 20 dice in. You can't put the same numbers beside the same numbers. You can't put the same colors beside the same colors. That's it. It sounds so simple, and it's just how it works. And there is that luck aspect, but those tools will help you out. And
and like Artisans was just so much fun, and I will always love this game. So it is my number 2, Sagrada.
Right on. My number 2. I'm sure you know what this one is too. As soon as I say...
I think I do, but then I don't know for sure.
Yeah. No, you 100% know.
Am I looking at it?
Potentially.
Okay.
I can't see where you're looking, but... This game came out 20 years ago. And much like King of Tokyo, I think this game has brought a ton of people into the hobby. And at the same time, I think this game gets a lot of, like, flack. I think... to a degree, because there are so many iterations of this game.
Sure.
Another map pack coming out this year, and so they're almost up to 10.
It's crazy.
This is Ticket to Ride. This game is so catchy.
Good choice.
That's my word, catchy. It's catchy to play because you can catch on so quickly.
Yeah.
Because on your turn, you're doing one of 3 things. You're drawing cards, you're laying trains down, claiming routes, or you're drawing more tickets, and that's it.
Yep.
You have one of 3 things.
So good.
To me, this has brought so many people into the hobby, rightfully so.
Us too. I mean, it was a big part of us getting back into the hobby.
We have the 10th anniversary, as Nicole mentioned, and it doesn't hit the table that often, but when it does...
man.
We just remember, like, man... I remember,
so
renting our last place in that basement suite. Kids went to bed early. Well, we only had the one at that time. Yeah. And we would set Ticket to Ride up. And we play like 2 games back to back.
Yeah.
And we legitimately would play 2 games in 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Like in the normal size one. Because it was just like so quick with 2 players. And you're blocking people. And like it can be pretty mean. Playing at 5. Last time I played Ticket to Ride Europe was with 5. That was insane. That was so cutthroat. That was so absolutely bonkers. Good thing they had the stations in that one. But like there's just something about the simplicity of Ticket to Ride.
I agree.
It's like stood the test of time. 20 years this year. An absolute classic of a game.
Yeah.
And I don't want anybody to be snobby about it. It's like, oh, Ticket to Ride. It's just the same game over and over again. To a degree, it is.
Yeah,
but the map packs, again, we only have the 3. But like the United Kingdom one is like the thinkiest one.
Yeah, don't let me
because it is so like you have to buy technologies before you can even start moving around the map.
Such a heavy
so you have to
version
decide which technologies you're going to buy in the United Kingdom. And then, the India map is very, very tight. The Asia map, it plays teams the one side. The other side,
that's right.
Which is wild. The other side, you can take like mountain passes, which is makes you lose trains, so you need those trains because you're always feeling like, oh man, if I had one more train, I could get that one route which will finish this ticket.
I
Like,
forgot about that.
you know what I mean? Like, so each map, I'm not going to say, again, we only have one,
And
two,
you have
and five.
Pennsylvania with the stock trading kind of things.
And so there's just so
Super
much
fun.
that Ticket to Ride has done for the hobby.
Yeah, oh
it's
yeah.
absolutely amazing. So that is why it is my number 2.
Good
Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, good one. Okay, number 1.
Number 1, the moment you've all been waiting for.
No one has been waiting for this moment because
They all
anyone who watches the channel knows.
Let's just, it's, there's no sense in you saying it and me saying
We're
it.
going to say it together.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
our number 1 together is
Everdell.
Of
course. I mean, what else could it be?
This game is absolutely silky. Silky.
I forgot that one was in there.
Silky smooth. Nothing else needs to be said about this game. Everdell is absolutely fantastic. Like I said,
Except that it's also zappy.
No,
it's not zappy.
Silky. No, don't take any more. I'm going to use these for the future videos. But it is absolutely amazing.
It's so good, you guys.
We've done so much talking about Everdell over the last
I don't
number
even
of
know.
years.
Yeah, what
Top
else can
10
we
lists,
say about it?
Top
really?
10 favorite cards. We did a second one. I've done my 10 favorite legendary and discovery cards.
When we pull out Everdell, it's just like it's like coming home.
It's like going home for that one meal.
Feeling.
That one meal that your mom always cooked, or grandma always cooked. It's like
a home
you sit down
meal.
and you're like,
yes,
this feels like comfort.
This is the life. Yeah.
And so
good.
Everdell, worker placement, amazing artwork, silky, smooth components. Everything about this game, absolutely fantastic.
Well, the stones are silky smooth.
They are silky smooth. There you have it. That is our number 1 game.
And that wasn't even planned, you guys.
It wasn't.
Imagine. Just happened.
Everdell. Right on. Wow, there you have it. That is numbers 5 through 1 on our 25 favorite games. What is your favorite game? Share.
Let us know.
Let us know. What games did you think would be on our list after hearing some of our thoughts on other games over the years? What games do you think should be higher on our list? Put it in the comments below. Join in the conversation. This has been a blast. And yeah, it's been a blast. Until next time, my name is Brent.
I'm Nicole.
Grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with a chance of meeples.